Okay, LUNARSEA, here's the deal. I've been researching your band for the past week or so, and I feel like I've gotten to know you pretty well. But for those people out there that don't know you yet, let's get a band intro. This is your opportunity to present a completely unique first impression of your band to anybody out there that might not know you yet.
So, hi, and thanks for this opportunity to answer your question. We are LUNARSEA and we came from Rome, Italy, because you know all the way comes to Rome. And we are a death metal band, maybe melodic death metal bands, but we prefer to say death metal band because, okay, we have many different kind of style inside our music. Some melody, some black metal, some prog metal. Well, if you ask me which kind of music we play, I say death metal, okay? Because we are just one big family of metal. And we started in 2003 as LUNARSEA moniker with the first demo called Evolution Plan.txt, and then in 2004 we came out with the second one called Bioescesalo. And we were at the beginning just a studio band because we doesn't have a real drummer and we were just two basically. Me, the bass player, and the singer that lives in the south of Italy during that period of time in Sicilia in Italian. And so he gave us the vocal lines by internet and we put it together. And sometimes he came in Rome just 1 or 2 days to record the vocal lines and came back to Sicily. Then in 2006 we get in touch with a label called Burning Star Records from Athens, Greece. With this label we make the first full-length album called Dynamic Wave. Came out in 2006. So it was really lucky for us because till the sign of the first contract we doesn't make a single live gig. Never. We were just a studio band, so it was really funny, okay, to sign a contract and without making any live gigs, because normally bands start to play the opposite way, okay, play gigs, then make demos, and then searching for a label. We have made the opposite. After that we make another album, full-length album in 2008 called Root Cause Selector for an Italian label this time called Punishment 80 Records. Now in 2013 we have released our third full-length called 100 Light Years, and this is what we are going to promote right now. We also shoot 2 videos. The first one was for Beside the Driver. The second one was for Metamorphin song. good song, I think. Probably we will shoot also the third video, but we don't know. We don't know. It depends because they cost much money to shoot video, and we don't have money right now because we are always an underground band, and I think we still remain an underground band because if you don't sell thousands of records of your album, you remain underground. It doesn't matter which kind of label you can have, from the smallest to the middle one to the A major one. You need to sell your album. Just in this case, you can say, okay, I'm a good band, I can make tour, I can take money from tour, etc., etc.
Now, from what I can read, you guys have been around since 2003. So, tell me from your perspective, aside from the kick-ass death metal you guys are making, what is it about this band that has held it together over time?
We are in St. Peter now, Vatican City, as you can see. Regarding your questions, which is our secret for have this band since 10 years? Well, basically it's because I think we are a really good friends. So we see us also in the night going to drink together, play together, and so this is our secret. We are not the kind of band that every single member got other 4, 5 or 6 bands. For me, for example, I just play LUNARSEA, and sometimes I play musical instruments by myself. I make an album in 2001, just guitar instrumental album called Film Melody. And the other member, most of them are like me, they just play in LUNARSEA, and maybe just some other have 1 or 2 bands.
2003 means this is the 10-year anniversary of LUNARSEA. That's incredible, guys. Like, really. That's awesome. Longevity is something that's nearly a myth in all forms of music these days. But 10 years, guys, that's an accomplishment. That's an achievement. So you must have celebrated somehow. You must have done something to mark the event, unless it's still coming up.
I think that for our birthday we have already made something special, because we have recorded a new album, the third one. That's the best that we can do right now for the band. So it's not a case that 100 Light Years came after 10 years of activity in 2013.
Overall, I've been looking through the LUNARSEA websites, and you guys actually have one of the most impressive websites I've ever seen. Everything you need is just right there on the main page at lunarsea.eu. It's perfect. It's the way it should be. All your information is right there. But in reading the bio, it seemed to me that the impression I was getting was that the band LUNARSEA, way back when, in 2003, almost started as a concept. Studio musicians that brought the act to the stage, rather than 99% of the musicians and bands out there that do it the opposite way around. So I know it's been a long time, because it surely has been. It's been 10 years. But I'm wondering if you can take me back to that first show still. I'm wondering if somebody out there in LUNARSEA has that picture still clearly in their mind. And because you were born from the studio, I want to know if you felt that additional pressure to go out there live for the first time. And I guess, since it's in the past and the story's already been told, how did it go? And what did you learn from that performance that you took to other live performances later down the road?
Our first live was fun. We start with LUNARSEA in 2003, but we had so many bands before, so it wasn't the first live of our music activity, so it was just another fucking gig to make with LUNARSEA, of course. But the result was really good, in 2005, I think, we started to make the first concert and we was a live set of about 12 or 13 songs.
Because it seems to me that somewhere in 2008, 2009 area, the focus of the band LUNARSEA really shifted towards that live element. So if that's the case, Fabiano, explain to me, what happened there? Why all of a sudden the huge drive to improve the live element of LUNARSEA? Was it lacking before? Was there something missing? How did that focus improve the overall quality of the live performance of your band?
After we make the record selector with, we know that many people don't know about us, and it was really fast to make 2 full length in 2 years, and we decided to take a break in the studio and make some gig. So we play several festivals like the Italian Gods of Metal in 2007, in the Metal Healing Festival in Xanthi Drama in Greece, where we were 3 times in Greece to play, because our first label was from Athens, as I told you before. And we were in Germany, in Slovenia, in the Czech Republic, one in a half ago, in Prague, in another city, but I don't remember usually. And we never done a real tour, okay, but we make some little concerts, some little gig during every year in foreign country, just 1, 2, maybe 3 together. And this is fun. This is what we're looking right now, because we don't we make this just for passion. We have our daily jobs, and this is just a break from our daily life. You know, we work every day. We came at home at night and we start playing, composing, and stuff like that. This is fun. This is fun. We have made gig for about 2 and 3 years after 2008, after Ruco's Letter came out, and then we say, okay, now it's time to make a new album. And Under Light Years came out in 2013, after 10 years of activity.
like I said, it's awesome to talk to a band with some history, some actual history. So somewhere around 2006, you put out your first album, A Hydrodynamic Wave. At which point in 2013, that makes that album about 7 years old. So, 100 light years, just released. I want to know the comparison from you guys between the two. What's changed musically over the years? How have you grown? And do those songs on Hydrodynamic Wave still hold up for you as quality representation of what LUNARSEA is capable of? 7 years isn't that long ago. Those songs have still got to hold up, right?
I think that in Hydrodynamic Wave there were really much more melody, because we use really many overdubbing stuff. I think I play like 12 guitars every tracks, and it was full of arrangement. More than 100 light years, that is more fast, directly, and of course melody too, but it is more live oriented.
To believe is to lie. It seems impossible to die. To live is to win. Square pieces made of skin that fell. Skin that fell down.
Hydrodynamic Wave was more like such an experiment, studio experiment, and we mixed the album by ourselves, and I think it was good, but not enough. Maybe it's time in the future to make a new mastering for the first album, because it sounds a little bit too deep.
Emiliano, brother man, I was wondering if you could help me out with something direct. Because, metal obviously has tons of different subgenres, tens, dozens, hundreds maybe even. But you guys subscribe to death metal. That's the genre of choice, or at least that's what I've read about from LUNARSEA. Now, what I want to know is, what are the defining characteristics, for you personally, of death metal? What does it have to have in order to be a death metal track?
Hi guys, I'm Emiliano. I play the guitar in the LUNARSEA band. Death metal is the great... No? Death metal has the growl voice with them that the maple and the many chains. It begins with instrumental parts, very stiff and continuous, with a more full atmosphere.
And to a lot of people, death metal can just sound loud, like a lot of screaming. To musicians, we know the true case. We know that death metal can be just as intricately played as any style of music that requires a high skill level. But still, you're in a style of music that has a lot of bands, and suppose that I was sitting here at the studio one day. Suppose I just had a mix on in the background, and on that mix there was a LUNARSEA song, but I'm not looking at the track listing. I've just got my eyes closed. I'm taking a break from all my studio work, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to music. How would you say that I would know when that LUNARSEA track came on? What are the defining characteristics of your particular sound?
Well, our music is death metal, so we try to make our style original, but we have our influences that came from the 80s, like Iron Maiden, Metallica, or power metal stuff like Halloween, Gamma Ray, and bands like this. You can hear death metal, melodic death metal, rock elements, power elements, black metal elements, because we like to mix different kind of musical style inside.
Your music has had a chance to take you to a lot of places all over the world, which is certainly a positive. And I'm not saying that I'm looking for a negative per se, but I am a sucker for a good grisly road story. So I'm not sure what's happened to you out there on the road, but if there's a brutal experience that you've had out there through one of these tours, I gotta say, they make for interesting stories. Share one. But we don't have to dwell on the negative. You can end that story by at least telling us how your band got through it.
Spazia de vinco, disgiunta coniungo.
So live on tour is funny, it's really funny. Besides the 20 or 30 minutes you are on the stage to play, there's a lot of fun behind, because you are with your friends, so the travel is really fun. I just remember a funny thing when we organized a gig here in Rome with Nargarot, that is a black metal band from Germany. It's a black metal legend band from Germany. So we was inside the organization of the gig. So we take the band from the airport to the club, we book the hotel, we make them to see some sightseeing during the day, backline for the venue. It was all organized by ourselves and another booking production. And it was all perfect except our exhibition, because we have played also during this night. Every band get the best sound, the best mood on the stage. When it was our turn, we start to play. And after 2 or 3 songs, we broke our cap and heads of Emiliano.
Questo è normale. Questo piace tanto a Emiliano. Questo era un pezzo nuovo.
And it was really frustrating, because we have spent a lot of time, also money, for organize this gig there were I think 250 people in the venue, and it was so exciting to play. We start and then we get a problem and we have to stop our show.
I'd think that it would be typically tough to pull off melody in death metal, but I've listened to your music and you guys seem to do it very well. And in my experience in death metal, it can easily be forgotten in the writing or in the mix, and sometimes in both. But LUNARSEA, as a band, has made melody a priority in the music. So tell me why, aside from that setting you apart from other death metal bands, what makes melody so important that it has to be included in the songs of LUNARSEA?
So I think that in our song you can find, so much melody, because we came from Italy, and Italy is the land of melody. Maybe you can think that our influence came from the north of Europe, like Swedish death metal band, but Italy got a really big tradition of melody music, Italian melody music. So when we write, I'm sure that we are influenced by our country.
Christian, I gotta say, man, I dig the sound of your bass. I do. I want you to meet somebody. This is Phil. And Phil's alright. I actually dig Phil quite a bit. But Phil's got kind of a whack connection in the bottom right now, I'm not gonna lie. So I was wondering, because it's been a while since I've heard some bass, is there any way that you could lay down a chunky metal bass riff, something to get me by in the meantime? And if you can, for the people that are out there that are all like technical about what they use, tell us a little bit about the bass guitars that you're using to define the sound of LUNARSEA.
Hi guys, I'm Christian from LUNARSEA. I'm the bass player and clean vocal. I'm here with Filippo.
Yeah.
And that's okay. This is my bass, so you can see, if you are an American, you know what it means. This is a Schecter bass, 4-string razor. And anyway, this bass is a woody and sweet sound both. And I used to play in a flat mode because I can joke with the effect, with distortion, with phaser, and something like that. Without no difficulties, that's okay. I have a digital head, Mark Bass F1, 500 watts, and a Rockton Blue Thunder as special effects for me. So, special effects for me, okay. And I choose that, this head Mark Bass and Rockton Blue Thunder for matters of convenience and simplicity. No cluster of cables or pedals, not in overweight.
Filippo, my friend, I've also noticed that through the website, you guys point out for specific that you guys have clean vocals. Well, as the vocalist, I was wondering why that's such an important aspect of your particular style of death metal. Why do you want those vocals to come across so cleanly? What is it that you want to say?
Hello guys, here Filippo. So the clean vocals are a prerogative in the structured song of LUNARSEA. They introduce vocal line darker and brutal, but also they help to make the song not too heavy, and they soften when we need, and make the song more interesting and complex. An example that comes to my mind is the duet in the chorus in As a Seaweed.
As a seaweed, like a picture removing ice our well. We are twisted in a seaweed, overflow.
we singing together in harmony and in melody. And I think it's the target that we search.
From what I can hear personally, it sounds like the music that you've put out lately has had that focus on melody, maybe more so than the music of the past. Would that be fair to say? Alfonso, I haven't picked on you yet, so I may as well ask you directly. Has that been a conscious decision that the band has made to go with a more melodic sound, or is that just simply evolution over time in your band?
So hi SBS, and nice to meet you, all the guys from the internet. And so to answer your question about melody, I think melody in our sound is very present, because you know, it's like maybe like a car, you know, and the engine, the speed is our extreme part of our music, but I think the melody is the color of the car. So
somebody out there, please tell me what's going on with LUNARSEA in 2014. What is coming up for your band?
For 2014, we want to try to set up some gig outside Italy, if we can, and probably at the end of the 2014 we start to write new material, because we would like to make a new album during the next 3 years. We don't like to wait another 5 years. Also because in 5 years we are 40, so maybe we are too old to play death metal like the young guys. And we would like to make a DVD, but you know, it's really hard because we have to pay everything by ourselves. And but we can solve with this with our label. I don't know.
How connected do you guys feel to North America, this entire continent, you know, Canada and the US anyway? I mean, as far as I know, you released an album here at one point. So did we react any differently than the people of your own home country? How did we take that album? Did we notice it enough? Or are you still in pursuit of North American recognition?
I think that death metal in USA or Canada is a little bit more, it's different between Europe and USA, because in Europe we have melody, we have many culture about melody, or from the south of Europe, or from the north of Europe. In USA there were many death metal bands like Morbid Angel, Cynic, Atheist, Cannibal Corpse, that play some kind of death metal a little bit more technical, more easy to listen, more heavy. Instead of death metal for Europe, that most of them are a little bit more melodic, more soft, and it's really hard to get in touch with the USA market, because normally if you have a band and you make tour and you can get famous in Europe, it doesn't mean that you are famous also in USA, because the USA market needs to be there. You need to make tour in USA, you need to play in all countries, USA and Canada of course. So normally all bands, when they release an album, they always have two kinds of tours, one in Europe and one in USA, because it's two markets different, like in a Japanese market, where you need to make some extra song on every album just for the Japanese market, because they want this, the fans want this.
Now, normally this would be where I'd ask the band their website information and where to go and what the fans are going to see, but I'm just going to say it flat out right. There's no reason to direct anybody anywhere else other than lunarsea.eu. That has links to everything you could possibly want on your band. It's incredibly well organized, and I think you guys have done a tremendous job at connecting with those other people out there on the internet, those other fans, those other people that love the music, that love death metal. So I suppose there's not even really a question here. But if you want, you can confirm that. Or send them somewhere else.
You can find all about LUNARSEA band in a standard internet channel like facebook.com/LUNARSEA band, on lunarsea.eu, on YouTube channel, and I think if you search for us in Google, maybe you can find us. There is also another band called LUNARSEA, but they play like dark music and ambient music. Yeah, from USA, I think. They are from USA or from Germany. I don't remember.
But it's written LUNARSEA.
Yeah, Lunar and Sea, not LUNARSEA together. And so, if you want to check us, I think you can find us everywhere.
Once again, to all of you out there in LUNARSEA, thank you very much for being a part of SBS Live This week and a part of this episode. Coming to us from all the way across the world over in Italy, it is absolutely incredible to be able to connect with other musicians from so far away. We opened with giving you a chance to make a fantastic first impression. I don't know if you feel like you nailed it or not, but here's another chance. This is the SBS open floor, where you can say anything you like, you can thank anybody that's helped you with your music along the way, you can talk about anything that the interview didn't cover, you can share the real secret behind making a killer death metal track. But I'm not here to tell you what to say. That's why it's the open floor. I just want to simply say thank you very much for being a part of what we do. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Keep in touch with us in the future, but for now, let us know what's on your mind.
Thank you for your interview. We are trying to make this interview like a little underground documentary about our band for the first 10 years. And we hope to still be there in the next 10 or 20 years. And hope you like this, and we will make the best that we can with our little underground stuff. And for me, Fabiano, a big thanks to you and for this opportunity. And from, which is your name? Its name is from
Christian.
from Emiliano, Rico, and all the guys that was part of our family in the past 10 years. And thank you very much to all. See you next time.